I need about 7 or 8 gallons to do the whole truck, inside the bed and everything. I'm just going to do red all over. The whole truck's going to be red. Like I said, except for the grill. I got to get a front bumper made for it. I want to get about a 2 or 3 inch lift springs in the front, because it just appears that the front sits lower than the rear. And it probably does, but I want to get the front lifted up so it sits more perpendicular, parallel to the ground, I should say. Get a heavier front bumper to kind of add some weight up front. Biggest thing with this is that bumps are very, very aggressive on leaf spring front ends. So I just want to add some weight there to kind of keep the leaf springs under control. The rear I don't really have a problem with. You'd really think that each one of these wheels and tires comes out 154 pounds. So I've got just over 300 pounds on one side of this dually spinning. And these things are big. They're big tires. They don't do very well in the snow. They do really well in the sand and the mud. They grip asphalt really well, but they don't like build-up or washboard water on the road, and so they don't displace water very well, and they float on snow, which I guess would be really nice if I lived somewhere with a lot of snow, but most of the snow we get around here is only about 2 feet, every once in a while, and they just sit on top. They don't go down to the ground and grip the ground. So it kind of sucks, especially when I'm hunting or something like that. But other than that, these tires go anywhere without the snow. I mean, I could probably put chains on and be able to go anywhere I want in the snow, but I lose a lot of turning radius and everything like that if I put chains on here, because like I said, front tire already hits the leaf spring when I turn, and I don't want to throw something and hit here. I've got about 3 inches, maybe about 3 inches there of clearance. I don't want a chain to ever hit my fenders. But in the future, I'm going to do is I'm going to get probably going to run 36 or 37 inch tires, 12 and a half inches wide. These are 13 and a half inch Michelins, and they balloon quite a bit, and I get an odd wear pattern. So I got to rotate my tires about every 4,000 or 5,000 miles, which really sucks. But other than that, they're all wearing evenly. So if anybody wants to buy my tires, let me know. They just don't fit well on the stock width of the rim. If I was running a single wheel, I get wider rims and run these no problem. But with a dually, it's kind of hard to do that too. So I'm going to run 12 and a halfs next time, and probably on a 37 inch wheel. That should give me enough room I can run chains if I ever want to, and I'll be running sipped tires, because these are just flat. They're just flat knobs on here, and they don't do good on ice, anything like that. There's no traction on a solid patch of rubber. But I've got 50,000 miles on these tires, and they're only about half gone. Nice thing is, once they are gone, I can get them re-grooved. So I don't know if somebody wants to buy them from me and I can get a decent penny out of them without wishing I didn't get rid of them, then I would sell them, just get something else. But I'll probably get the full life out of them. I don't now that these tires are starting to wear, I want to get some dyna beads, some balancing beads to put inside. I didn't have a vibration issue when these tires were new, because they were just so well balanced put on the wheels. They're not balanced right now, and there's no dyna beads or anything. There's no weights on the wheels. But I do need to get the dyna beads now that they're starting to wear, because you get more material removed off one side or the other, and they just don't go down the road smooth. But there's not a lot of noise out of these tires. They're great tires. specifically designed to go on something a little bit bigger than a 1-ton truck. They got a 5,200 pound load rating per tire, which is about 2,000 pounds more than a Load Rage E. I'm trying to remember what ply these are. Look around on here. I'm not seeing the ply anywhere. Anyways, there's something like 13 or 14 ply tires, and the sidewall is thick. I mean, the sidewall is about 1.5 inches thick on these tires, so that's kind of the other reason why I went with these tires, because if I ever went off-road and I hit a tree branch or something, I don't need to really worry about it popping the sidewall or going through the tires. There's just so much meat there. It's going to take a piece of rebar in the ground to puncture these tires. Even like a 16-penny nail is not going to go all the way through these things, especially if I hit it on an angle. But yeah, that's my truck. The inside of this truck, cosmetically, is, well, it's dirty right now, but it is clean. It's just really dirty because of the project that I've been working on. I haven't driven the truck more than about 2 days. But the truck is in really good condition. The driver's seat's not torn. The dash isn't cracked. My windshield's horrible. My trim is all intact. I do have a couple little cracks in it. Well, this one here, that one's cracked. I could probably get that glued back together and go easy on my screws, put that back together. I don't run a rear view mirror. Never have liked them, so I just take them off. Opens up my field of view. Other than that, the truck is really clean. It needs a vacuuming and it needs to be cleaned out. The weather stripping all holds up real nice. I will probably end up replacing it when I do the paint job on it. So, weather stripping, the windows don't whine or moan like most first gens do. That's nice. All my door locks, I got automatic and power door locks, windows. They work great. This trim here is just falling apart, and that's just a first gen deal, so that's definitely getting replaced. These pop off. I'd like to get those. I like the stock ones. All the ones you find at the auto parts store are kind of gay. So other than that, the truck's in really good condition. It's got a cassette tape player in there that I can't listen to the radio because the cassette is jammed stuck and it won't transfer over to AM/FM mode. Took this thing off because it vibrates too much. Even with the jam nut on there, it vibrates and it's loud. It's just old piece. So I can machine one to thread on there. I think that's like a 1/2 inch 20. I think that's what those threads are. But yeah, I do have a 2nd gen manifold I could put on the truck, but then I got to modify my charge pipes coming out of the intercooler to fit this. It's in a different location. Yeah, if you have any questions, go ahead and comment. Please, if you comment on my video, make sure you have notifications posted to your email. I post on some things and don't get a response from people for months, and conversation kind of dies pretty quick because people don't have notifications going to their email that somebody commented on their comment, or vice versa on a YouTube video. So that's kind of a way to keep the conversation going, is just make sure you got your YouTube notifications on. Other than that, yeah, let me know if you got any questions. I'll try to answer anything the best I can. Please, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say it at all. I don't care about your criticism, unless it's kind of positive criticism, if you will. Things maybe I could have done different, or something you think might have been valuable to add on a build like this. Yeah, I'll just delete your comment right away if I see you completely degrading my project here. So anyways, that's about it. Kind of the plan with this truck is I'd be willing to sell the truck without the motor. I'm going to keep the motor forever. I might switch over to a P-pump if I ever run it into a second gen truck or something like that. But I really liked the fact of having a VE on a first gen truck. It's unique, and it belongs in the truck. It's kind of it's not a sin, you know. So it is a 6.2 liter Cummins, poured out and stroked. It's got gobs amount of torque. But yeah, if I ever wreck this truck or somebody wants to buy the truck from me, I might entertain offers, but I'm never selling the motor. I don't ever want to put that much money into a motor again. I built this motor for fuel mileage, low end torque, and efficiency. It's basically what I built this motor for. Another thing I kind of did was I didn't run head studs on the truck. I drilled and tapped the block and the head, reamed the head out, and put in 14 millimeter socket head cap screws. I think after I've done the math, I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but I've got about 1.5 million pounds of holding force on my head just by running those 14 millimeter bolts up top. And it's O-ringed, so I have no coolant drips, nothing out of the head, which is perfect. That means I got everything perfectly flat. The O-rings are sealed up nice. And unless I was running a lot of boost, I would switch over to 14 millimeter head bolts or head studs. That's kind of why I went with 14s, because you have to take the motor out of the truck to do it. And basically the way I look at it is, if I ever lift this head, I'm ready for studs. Plus the bolts are dirt cheap, and I'm about twice as far ahead as I was with the 12 millimeter stock bolts. I think I paid like 60 or 70 bucks for the bolts, with all 26 bolts to go on the head. But yeah, I'll post a link in the description. You guys can check out the build thread. Go ahead and comment there if you want to see anything else. And I'll kind of do updates on the truck. I'll probably do one in a couple months or weeks, whenever something breaks or fails, and I'll post that and let you guys know what I did wrong. Definitely after I get it painted, I'm going to get some pictures put up, probably add them in I'll just edit the video and put a couple pictures at the end of the video of a painted truck. But today is November 8th, 2015. Yeah, let me know what you guys think.